Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today's project I'm going to be making a lathe burnishing tool. So I've seen a few videos of people on YouTube making these. So essentially you have a ball bearing, so I have one here. This happens to be an 11mm ball. Basically that is pushed up against a bearing race which is running behind it, and you put this in your lathe and you run the ball across the finish of your workpiece, and essentially it polishes up the finish. So once you are done, you get a nice finish on your workpiece. So this looks like quite a nice little project to do, and it's fairly simple to make. So let's get right into it. I've done a SketchUp of the tool just to give you an idea what it's going to look like. And if you would like the dimensions, you can pause the video and take the dimensions just directly off the screen. So I've rummaged through my kind of scrap and I've come across quite a few little bearings that I could use. I think I'm going to go for the bigger one. I've also got a couple of different sized balls here, but I think also again I'm going to go for the bigger one, and we see how that works. I've got another piece of scrap and I'm going to use this as the body of the whole thing. So let's get on with it. Okay, I've found this piece of metal. So it looks about the right size and everything. So I'm going to use this. It's even got a bit of a step on the front because I'm going to put a thread on anyway. So let's see what we can do with this. Okay, I think it's going to give you a better angle there. Okay, so 11mm drill is probably made a slightly bigger than 11mm hole anyway, so that is just perfect. I need to try and get that out. Okay, so the next step, I need to cut a thread on here. But I think I'm just going to take the diameter down a bit more. Okay, so I decided to go down to 16mm for the thread. So there we got 16. And now I'm going to cut a thread. Just going to put a recess in. Okay, let's do the threads. So this is an imperial lathe. So although I'd like to do a metric thread, If I do an imperial thread, then I can use the half nuts and it makes it a lot easier to cut. So I'm going to go for, what is that? 16 TPI. Okay, I'm going to slow the thing right down. So I'm going to engage back here. Okay, that's 16. Okay, I think we got it. I'm going to turn this whole thing down to a even surface. Right, I've got a piece of aluminium in here that I'm going to try and turn the cap for this thing. I need to cut the thread inside there and disengage it before it hits that point. We're still on the same thread pitch. Okay, let's see if we can do it. Okay, I think we got it. I think it's fairly deep. No. Let's see. I think it's good. Okay. We got it. Phew. That was nerve-wracking, working on such a long stick out. But we got it. So I've chamfered the inside of this hole a little bit. So when I drop this ball in, it sticks out proud of the cap. I might try and do it a little bit more just to get a bit more clearance. Putting my finger on the end of the drill to stop the chatter so that I can get a smoother finish in the inside. Okay, we'll play it by ear. Let's see how that works. Right, we need to now cut a slot in here for the bearing. Okay, I've got this set up like this. I'm going to machine a little flat on 4 sides because I want the shaft to be square afterwards to fit into my tool holder. And if I do it now, then at least I've got a reference to line up for the bearing slot. Okay, so that should be the middle. Okay. I'm going to put a milling cutter in and mill that out. So maybe this is a better view for the camera. So there it is. You can see I changed my mind and I'm going for the bigger bearing. Putting that bearing in. So with that bearing in, and the ball in, I need to just hand tap the last bit. Okay. Okay, so that's what it's looking like. So I've offset it on the one side so I can get it into the center on my lathe. So I'm just going to deburr it, clean it up a bit. And the next stage will be testing. So there it is. Alright, let's give it a try. I'm going to bring you in a little closer. Okay, so there's a finish on there. Well, it certainly is smooth and shiny. Well, I think this thing is a success. Well, that's the end of this project. So everyone, thanks for watching, and please catch me on my next one.